into the 59-6. So this is the channel of mating and the design of focused reproduction. So 59 is dispersion, or the gate of sexuality, and it's a sacral gate, which is that red square down at the bottom. And then gate 6 is conflict, or the gate of friction, and it's a solar plexus gate, which is the brown triangle off to the side. And so the 59-6 is the core of humanity's creative essence. It's rooted in the powerful quantum of sacral and emotional energy, and we call that intimacy. And it's the sexuality of gate 59, and then the pleasure pain wave, the emotional wave of gate 6. And it brings people into relationship, and it's deeply personal, it's penetrating, and potentially fertile.
Yeah, and that whole thing about quantum, just a quantum is two things coming together, making something greater than the sum of its parts. And it's more than just that. In the quantum world, it could be many things coming together. And same thing in a body graph. And it's really referred to first when two things come together. So when 59 and 6 come together, they create this resonance wave that promotes mating. It promotes bonding. And mating is what monkeys do, and dogs and cats. What we do is we must bond. Even though we might bond and mate in the same 20-minute period, we still must bond. And more often than not, we bond first and then create children later, right? But this is a powerful urge to do that. 59 says, I don't care if you're a manifester with a resistant aura, I still have a greater opportunity than the rest of humanity to break through your aura. And in fact, I have a can opener and a door opening at least once, the first time, every time, as a mechanic. So obviously all the things come in afterwards, when you start talking and getting together and whatever, but it opens the door, guarantees. And now that's the sexual energy of the planet. Sacral is the testicles and ovaries. And pouring out of gate number 59, it means it's keynoted with the sacral to sustain. It's a sustaining, open, enveloping, because that's the sacral aura life force, that the gate is open and enveloping to, whether you're a sacral being or not. Just so you know, the gate itself is open. If you're not a sacral being, you don't have a defined sacral, the gate will be open and enveloping as it connects with another. Otherwise, it's not so open and enveloping, just sitting there by yourself. And it talks to 6, and 6 is this incredible discerning energy. If you have a gate 6, you're constantly discerning. You've got a fear in you, and it's the fear of intimacy. It's the fear of the wrong intimacy. It's the fear of you're not into the intimacy. It's the fear of it, a nervousness around it, and it discerns and discerns, and it doesn't always discern. It discerns right. We don't always catch the signals, is what it is. It's like the pH, it is the pH of the body, ergo, it's got to literally sync just right? It's like we want our pond of tadpoles to grow. It's funny I say tadpoles because that's what we're talking about, right? Little tadpoles swimming, to go impregnate the egg. But in a science experiment, it's like, well, we got to get the pH just right. A few ticks too high, bummer, they're all dead. Or they're all super sick. You got to get it just right. And 6 does that through the act of souring or sweetening to what it's doing. pH of the sugar goes low, and to the acidic pH of the souring goes a little bit higher. And this is just this complex process. Watch a dog smell right after another dog peed on a hydrant. They're taking in this bouquet of stuff. It's information. It's like they're not satisfied until they've sat at the thing for like 8, 10, 15 seconds sometimes. That's what this is doing. It's like some of this, is there some of that, is there some of this? And it's really getting into this very narrow spot until it's open to the intimacy. And the 59 that sustains is sitting there at the door knocking the whole time, if it's there. Knock, 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 knock. You ready now? You ready? It's like the kid. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? And it doesn't know it's doing that. It's just a force. These two things come together. Babies, very often come thereafter. Interesting. And it keeps the tribe going because it literally is pumping out the material for the tribe. Think of it like, what was that old movie where it was unit, core, God, country, a few good men, integration, tribe, individual, collective. You know what I mean? To the loyalties of it all. I'm loyal to myself. The tribe comes in and says, you can be an individual, but you're loyal here, buddy. And the individual usually say, sir, yes, sir, ultimately. And then the individual can flourish. And then the collective can get annoyed at all of it and want to share all of its stuff and still have a bunch of great stuff for us. So.
Yeah, that's great. I loved everything you just said. It was really fascinating. And then the thing that came to mind is like with a tribe, everyone, it's like you have your place in the tribe, but know your place
But
within the
know your
tribe.
place.
You
Yeah.
have a place, but know where you belong and know where you're supposed to help out when you're supposed to help out.
Right, right, exactly. And the tribe saveth the person. So
Mm-hmm.
this, yeah, the incredible resonance, sacral energy of sustaining with the emotional motor of, I mean, two motors coming together. Hello, there's you only see this couple other spots down here, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Sacral doesn't touch the ego. The root doesn't touch the ego. So really, this is one of the main motor drivers of our body graph. In life, what I see is this particular channel. I call it the slicer and dicer, because people who have this channel suddenly they have the capacity to just basically cut the head off the thing that emotionally it finally got clear on. I don't know how else to say it. It decapitates things at its at it at its most profound expression of it now, providing disturbance to it, providing resistance, providing an emotional low over and over, providing
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff, and it decapitates things. It's very powerful that way. It's not a bad thing. I'm just saying it's got this energy. I call it the slicer. When someone with this channel starts getting like, if they start going off the deep end and they're pissed at a thing, I'm about to get decapitated, you know, proverbially speaking, not
Mm-hmm.
literally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.